topics. So passing it over to YL.
Okay, thanks, Dasha. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Wael Abdelmajid. I'm the CDW Modern Workplace Business Development Manager. I have been with the CDW almost 4 years. Before that, I have been with the Microsoft for as a service delivery manager for 8 years. So I have been with the Microsoft technology more than 15 years. So welcome to our Microsoft CDW workshop. The series of workshops we will do in 2023. And this year, we start the new workshops with Microsoft Do More with Less. Just housekeeping before we start, we have 1 hour workshop. We have a lot of content. So we have some videos, quick demos, or just showing you a lot of stuff. If you have any question, you can just send it on the chat. Dasha will take care of it. If we didn't have time during the one by the end of the workshop, we will make sure that we will get back to you after the workshop within 2 3 days. Um, so let's jump to the agenda directly. Today we have this is our agenda. We will talk about the do more with less with the Microsoft, the new initiative, and mainly we will focus on the 3 scenarios: the zero trust foundation and endpoint management, and we will cover the collaboration. And these three foundations or 3 pillars will lead us how we can do more with less. Uh, then we will jump to 2 scenarios how we can support. If you guys just can be muted, just to.
Sorry, YL, you're just muted for now. You may.
Sorry. So can you hear me now?
Yes, you're all good.
Okay. I just please everyone, can you be muted just to be able to everyone to hear me? Thank you. So let's jump to the presentation itself. So today, the main discussion now over all the customer, we hear from the customer that what we are going through from the economy and the life, all the customer they are looking to do cost reduction by using multiple solution will enable them to be in a good position to deliver the quality of solutions, but in the same time to maintain the cost. And the second one, they need to be protected, which is the big concern across all the customer. Since we had the pandemic and everyone worked remotely, the number of cyber attacks and ransomware increased dramatically, which affect a lot of business. So this is what the customer looking for, and they looking to have a solution that connect their employee working from anywhere in the world, even from remote or from the office and from different location. And this is almost the main 3 concerns for any customer. And this what Microsoft, if you wanted to get, let's see, if you wanted to get all these technologies, so you need something to send emails, you wanted to chat, you wanted to secure your environment, you wanted to be productive, you need to manage the endpoint itself. To do all that, this means that your cost will increase and the complexity too. But with Microsoft 365, you will have one solution or one vendor with less cost, almost 60% less from the cost perspective, as we will see during the presentation. And this is how Microsoft empower all the customer to do more with less with a Microsoft 365. So mainly today, we will focus on Microsoft 365 E3. As you know that Microsoft, they have a multiple options from the bundles of the license like Microsoft E1, E3, E5, and another license for the field worker. But today we will focus how we can get or do more with less with Microsoft 3 E3. Normally, as we mentioned, we wanted to make sure that we do secure collaboration. It's a new phrase that you wanted to make sure that your data are secured and in the same time you can collaborate and work and your business is effective. And this is will happen through 3 pillars: zero trust, as we mentioned, endpoint management, and productivity and collaboration. And you can see we have all the main technology we need from the devices, operating system, security, management, collaboration, which all this will end lead to the what we are looking to achieve, which zero trust through different products from Microsoft. We have the Microsoft Azure Active Directory, Defender for Endpoint, Information Protection, Intune, and we will see how we can use all these parts of the technology to achieve what we are looking for. Endpoint management, the same concept for Windows 11, Autopilot, Autopatch, all these products, collaboration. So, and during this journey, we will see that we build the zero trust foundation. We try to make sure that we are secure. Then we will manage the devices to make sure our data protected. And here we look for the identities. Then we deliver the collaboration or the right tool for our team to be able to work. Let's dive and deep dive on the zero trust foundation as the first one or first pillar in our presentation here today. So as you know, trust strategy, it's a complex architecture if we will think about the zero trust concept. But there is three pillars we can make this more easy. First one, verify explicitly. So you need to verify everyone, whatever his role, to make sure that this is the right person. And the second one, you need to use the concept of use least privilege access, which means that don't give everything and every privilege for everyone. You just need to give the right access to the right person. And you can use a lot of tools from Microsoft, which will give you just in time access. Let's assume that you have a partner or one of your team, they need to have a higher access for one of the platforms, so you can give him a limited access with the time or with the privilege. So you use the concept of least a privilege access. The third one is assume breach. Always assume there is a breach and act on this. This will lead us to have three main pillars here: secure and manage identities, which we can achieve with the Microsoft Azure Active Directory, and we will see how this will can help us. And defend any threats using Defender for Endpoint and Intune, then protect your data. And not all you have to do a lot of work to protect your data, but with the Microsoft Preview, the new one, information protection, you will be able to do that. Let's see how we can do that. First one, identity. Azure Active Directory will enable you to do many things for security perspective. We know that we have our Azure Active Directory as a cloud identity management solution, but this is not only the feature. There is a lot of security feature. One of them, conditional access, where in conditional access, it can integrate. It's part of Azure Active Directory. It's integrate with Intune to start to assess the policies you configure, like the location of the access, the device they access, or the application, or even the user. So if you have policy in place saying that anyone have a Windows 8 or a 7, which is out of support, they will be having some actions when they try to access your data. This what conditional access can do. So they can have one of these actions like allow access or require MFA or limit the access or even block the access, which will give you more control over the environment and over your security. One important thing is also it's the multi-factor authentication. So multi-factor authentication is very important because you add another layer on top of the password where you can send SMS or another device outside the password. So you will make sure this is the right person. And even we encourage the people to start to use the passwordlets, which is Windows Hello integrated with Windows 10 and 11, which is very important. Also, what another feature coming from Azure Active Directory, it's the single sign-on. And using one username and password for your employee, it will make their life more easy and will let you control all the passwords and how you can reset this. It will make more control over all the applications. And also don't forget to do continuous access evaluation to see if there is any inappropriate login to your environment so you can control all these parts. Then we jump to the how we can manage or protect our endpoints. We know now the endpoint is completely different from all time. All time before, we used to have just workstation. Now we have tablet, mobile, a lot of devices, and we need to protect all of them. And we understand as a Microsoft and CDW that every customer, they have a mix of platforms. So they could have iOS or Android or Linux or Mac or Windows, which is fine, but you need one tool. It doesn't make sense to have different tools to protect different platforms. And this is what Defender for Endpoint can give you, to protect different platforms with one tool in one location. Also, in the Microsoft, they have in the back end artificial intelligent work AI tools working on the top of all the anti-malware and zero-day attacks, which give you a very developed and secure antivirus for all these attacks, so you will be able to protect your devices and to reduce the attack of the surface, which is very important for any organization, especially that, as we mentioned, the cyber attacks, and it's very sophisticated now, and the malware and zero-day attacks, it keep developed, and the hackers start to find different ways to be able to reach out to your environment. So Microsoft Defender for Endpoint will help you to get there. Then we think about our data. This is one of the important points or topics. A lot of customers, they start to protect the endpoints, they start to protect the identities, but they forget about the data itself. And this is what you as a customer, you need to start to do homework from classifying your data and start to build different classification, and each classification had different configuration, which means that the sensitive data will have different templates to be applied or configuration once it's found, and the normal data will have a different one, and it depends on your classification. So Microsoft Information Protection will give you the tool to encrypt your data at rest, in transit, and in use, if it's traveling outside your organization, or if you use it inside one of the storage like OneDrive, on the Exchange Online, SharePoint, Teams. All of this will be protecting with the information protection, and will give you the classification, automatic classification, where you can, if there's someone try to share accidentally one of the sensitive documents to non-authorized user or non-authorized team, or even outside your organization, this will be automatically detected and block the action. And beyond that, even if you will share it for specific people, they will limit the access if you want to do that. So let's assume that you send it to a marketing team, but you want to make sure the marketing team will not be able to forward or print or do any action on it, just to review, you will be able to do that. So all this compliance part, it's very mandatory for a lot of organizations. They love to do that. There is business needs and requirements for something like that. The next slide, we will see a video explaining Microsoft Endpoint, Defender for Endpoint. I will disable my camera just to make sure that it's easy and we can access. There is no interruption for the video. Let me see here if you can hear the voice.
This video summarizes the Microsoft Defender for Endpoint platform so you can better understand its components and capabilities. Defender for Endpoint is a comprehensive solution for preventing, protecting from, detecting, and automating the investigation of and response to threats on endpoints. It's a core part of Microsoft 365 Defender, which combines and orchestrates the capabilities of Defender for Endpoint, Defender for Office 365, Defender for Identity, and Defender for Cloud Apps. Several components define Defender for Endpoint. This video describes each, starting with asset discovery. Attackers are more likely to compromise unmanaged devices, and by doing so, threaten your network. So Defender for Endpoint helps you to discover these network devices and endpoints so you can assess and protect them. It requires no extra appliances or cumbersome process changes. Instead, Defender for Endpoint uses already onboarded endpoints to collect, probe, or scan your network to discover unmanaged devices. After discovering these unmanaged devices, Defender for Endpoint helps you to assess their vulnerability and onboard them. Asset discovery is part of threat and vulnerability management, a game-changing bridge between IT and security teams. It's a risk-based approach to the discovery, prioritization, and remediation of endpoint vulnerabilities and misconfigurations. Threat and vulnerability management helps organizations discover them in real time, based on sensors, without agents or periodic scans. It prioritizes vulnerabilities based on the threat landscape, detections in your organization, sensitive information on devices, and business context. The result? It helps to profoundly reduce your overall exposure and to improve your security posture. The next prevention technology is attack surface reduction. That's coming up next. Attack surface reduction reduces the places where your organization is exposed to attacks without limiting users' productivity. To do this, it provides a rich collection of capabilities. For example, application control allows only trusted applications to run. Attack surface reduction rules help you to restrict certain behaviors in apps, files, or scripts. And network protection prevents any app from accessing dangerous locations based on their reputations. While threat and vulnerability management and attack surface reduction help to neutralize threats before they can impact your machines, our next-generation antivirus can detect and block attacks before they can do any damage. Microsoft Defender Antivirus is the Defender for Endpoint next-generation protection component that combines machine learning, big data analysis, in-depth threat research, and the Microsoft Cloud infrastructure to protect devices. It uses behavior monitoring, heuristics, and real-time threat protection to detect and block malicious file or fileless threats. Through the power of cloud, it detects and blocks new and emerging threats almost instantly. Next up, endpoint detection and response for finding threats that want to stay hidden. Defender for Endpoint continuously collects behaviors and attacker techniques on endpoints to identify and alert on suspicious or malicious activity. It provides security teams with the needed tools to visually investigate forensic evidence, quickly understand the scope of a breach, and take the necessary actions. For example, Defender for Endpoint offers powerful tools for threat hunting and responding to threats. Security teams can investigate 6 months of historical data across all their endpoints, write flexible queries, save them, and turn them into custom detections. The built-in sandbox allows security teams to submit suspicious files for deep inspection. It returns a full report that describes the file's capabilities. The next capability is automation, helping security teams to go from alert to remediation at scale. The artificial intelligence built into Microsoft Defender for Endpoint uses inspection algorithms and processes that an analyst would use to automatically investigate and remediate threats. No break, no vacation, just high-quality investigations and remediations 24/7. Automated investigation and remediation is a huge win for security teams. They can go from an alert to remediation in just minutes at full scale. It significantly reduces the alerts they have to go after and can focus on more sophisticated threats or high-value activities. Defender for Endpoint gives security teams the optics and tools they need, including automation, so they can handle most of what they encounter. For those times when they need a little help, they can rely on Microsoft Threat Experts. Next. Microsoft Threat Experts is our managed threat hunting service, and it has 2 components. First, targeted attack notifications provide special insights and analysis that help identify and respond to the most critical threats quickly and accurately. And the second is Experts on Demand. You can reach out to Microsoft Threat Experts, and they provide you with a technical consultation on relevant detections and adversaries. On its own, Microsoft Defender for Endpoint is a powerful endpoint security platform. The ability to integrate with other solutions by using our APIs takes it to a whole new level. You learn about that in the next segment. Microsoft Defender for Endpoint is an innovative security platform that can help protect your organization from the most sophisticated threats. However, we know that customers' environments and structures vary, so we provide APIs to allow flexibility. Customers can integrate our service with their existing security infrastructures by using a rich set of APIs. For instance, they can connect their SIM or ticketing systems to Defender for Endpoint, enrich their solutions with Defender for Endpoint data, or enable their own custom security workflows.
Ça marche-tu,
The
là?
last component is
Ok, parfait,
management.
excuse-moi, j'étais
You can
dans
use
un
Microsoft
truc,
Endpoint Manager as a
peu.
central place to configure the baseline and individual security of your endpoints. Microsoft Defender for Endpoint is a powerful solution to prevent, protect from, and detect threats on endpoints. We encourage you to read the documentation on Microsoft Docs to learn more about its capability.
Sorry, Weil, I think you're muted again.
Oh, sorry. You didn't hear me all that?
Not the past 2 slides yet.
Okay, sorry for that. So as we mentioned, this is just from Defender for Endpoint. Uh, One product, it will protect all your endpoints and give you more, not just protection, it will take action in case if you have any attacks. So as per the Forrester consulting company, they found out that 35% of with, the Defender for Endpoint or from Zero Trust Foundation, this will reduce your data breach by 35%, which will be almost 1.2 million per year, which is a lot of savings. So let's move to the second one, which is the simplified endpoint management, how we can get benefit from this. So as we know, in the last 4 years, we start to have many devices, as we mentioned before. Not only desktops, we have laptops, phones, and we need to make sure that all these devices are management in a well manner behavior. It's up to date, it's protected, and we can get the full operation from it. So let's see how we can do that. The first one, it's Windows 11. It's the latest operating system from Microsoft, which will give you a lot of features. It's the most secure operating system, Windows 11 and Windows 10. And it will give you the hardware protection and software from security perspective. Even Microsoft to start to take care or caring of the upgrade from the previous operating system to Windows 11 using the App Assure application, and they give almost 99% of the application compatibility. So you don't have to worry about your application compatibility. It's now easy to move to Windows 11. Give you a more feature like Snap Assist, Microsoft Teams Control, all the taskbar. So Windows 11 Enterprise, it gives you a lot of features in security perspective and collaboration part too. The second one, it's how to simplify the endpoint management or how to deploy virtual endpoint. We have multiple features with Microsoft 365. One of them, Windows Autopilot, which is a magic. Old old days before, we used to have the normal operating system deployment where we have one location and we start to deploy the operating system, and we have to have the IT team to start to do the configuration and after deployment. Now with the new concept, zero touch deployment, using the autopilot with a Microsoft Intune, this will be seamless. You just need to enroll the device to the Intune, and will have all the operating system configuration settings. Even the OneDrive will be synced for each user according to his profile. And once you ship the device to the end user, they will find all the operating system there. They just need to log in with their credential. And from the Microsoft 365 tenant, they will pull all the information and configuration for his device. Even his OneDrive and files and documents will be there, which will enable them for bring your own device concept. And using Intune, you will start to manage these devices, whatever it's iOS or Android or Mac or Windows. You will be able to manage these devices from different concepts, from the application policy, all the application on it, from the compliance features for the device. If you wanted to push specific compliance feature, even if the device, the employee will leave your company, you will make sure that you are protecting your data by wiping all the information related to your company. Also, the other concern for a lot of organization, patching and keeping the devices up to date. With Windows Auto Patch, you can plan for this, see the right time to do that. The different organization testing the patching before releasing it for the rest of the organization, and make a schedule. You don't need to worry about when I have to do it. I have to plan for that and ask for downtime. You will be able, or you will be controlling all these aspects just by the cloud features from Autopilot, Autopatch, Microsoft Intune. Then we can improve and reduce the incident using something called endpoint analytics, where it gives you more future about the customer endpoint incidents. So you will know if there is any performance issue on the startup, or if you need to do something proactively in any of these apps according to the analytics which will be delivered by the endpoint portal. So you will take action before even the user know there is a problem. Also migrate your printers to the cloud. So you don't need printers on-prem anymore. So your team will print from anywhere on the organization, which will make it more effective. And this is the endpoint analytics. Mainly, it gives you recommendation for the software to keep the device and cloud connected to support, and also give you insights for optimizing the PC startup and performance if there is any problem in the performance, and how proactively you can take action before there is a problem, the user feel it and make him not productive anymore. Let's see this quick video, and it will give us more insight about the Windows 11.
Hi, my name is Dave Weston. I'm the Vice President of Security and Enterprise here at Microsoft. With hybrid work on the rise, we knew it was time to raise the security baseline. Organizations need to be ready to protect sensitive information anywhere. With Windows 11, our customers can enable hybrid work and new experiences without compromising security. Windows 11 raises the security baseline with new requirements built into both hardware and software for protection from chip to cloud. Features that now come with any Windows 11 device include TPM 2.0 for hardware rooted trust, virtualization-based security, advanced encryption, and Windows Hello for passwordless protection. The table below shows some of the core features that deliver this advanced protection.
So Windows 11 add more security, a lot of features, and add only also from endpoint management. We found that by Forrester Consulting Company that this will reduce the spending for bring your own device managed by 23%. And all this saving time. You will save time to deploying and managing the software by 25%. You will decrease the endpoint configuration, and even you will decrease your ticketing system. And all this will mean money. You will save a lot of money and effort for your team. Before we start to jump to the last one, which is the productivity and collaboration, I want to show you, for the people who didn't have the chance to see before, the Microsoft 365 portal, how we can get everything in one place without jumping from portal to portal, from technology to technology. So this is the Microsoft 365 admin portal, where you can find how to manage your users, and you find the rest of the Microsoft tools. This is a demo tenant. We use it in CDW. So from here, you will find the admin center for all security, compliance, endpoint manager, Azure Active Directory, and the rest even for Exchange, SharePoint, Teams. What I wanted to highlight here, if you go to the security portal, you will find all the security tools you need, like Defender for Endpoint, which is included with M365 E3. And you will find even more, the Defender for Office 365, Defender for Identity, Defender for Cloud Apps, which you will have it in one portal. So you will see here that you can manage your endpoint, email and collaboration, cloud apps, and start to do incident alerts, hunting, start threat analytics to take more reports about your, if there is any threats, and even more, build the email collaboration and start to build policy to defend for your Office 365. So this is the security portal. In one place you can find it. Also the same concept for the compliance, which is the information protection Microsoft Purview, where you can start to build your sensitive labels and start to do data loss prevention and track your sensitive document and make sure it's in the right. You will have a compliance manager, data classification, where you start to do the data classification for your documents and do the information protection to protect your data. All these features also in one place. You don't need to jump from one place to do to another place or from one vendor to another vendor. The third one, which is the last one I want to mention, the endpoint manager, where you start to manage all the devices and apps using the Intune, and you will have the autopilot feature, and you will find here the devices and apps. And from the devices, you will find the four platforms: Windows, iOS, iPads, Mac, Android, and Chrome. And you start from each one, you start to apply your configuration, even its compliance policies or configuration policies, and you will be able to see all the devices. The same for apps. From the apps, you will be able to apply the application control for the four platforms we mentioned before. So this is one stop shop for all the requirement which we are looking for. We don't need to jump from one place to another place, which bring a lot of vendor consolidation concept, which save license time, effort, and make it more easy. Let's jump back to the presentation and we will see the last part, which is productivity and collaboration. And as we know that with the productivity, it's the big concern for a lot of organization. They need to keep their team connected. Uh, this is the recent trend, especially after we start to see that working remotely is a major or it's something important for most of the organization. They wanted to keep people connected most of the time. So Microsoft 365 E3, they offer a lot of tools to at least to get everyone connected. And I can tell Microsoft Teams, it's one of the most important tools in the last 4 or 5 years, which did a great job to connect everything in one place. Then you have the Microsoft 365 apps, which is Word, Excel, PowerPoint. Then the recent baby joined the family, Viva. Viva, it's a new application connected the to the Microsoft 365 with a lot of features as we will see. So let's jump for the first one, Microsoft Teams. You know what Microsoft Teams can do. It's not just a chat or meetings or calls or connecting with other people. It's more bringing everyone to one place. So you can build a project from scratch in Teams in one consolidated place. You will find all the team members in this project. You will be able to share all the documents. You will use the co-authoring. Two or more people can work on the same time on the same place. All this just come from Microsoft Teams, which bring more value to the customer, which enable them to be more productive and collaborate with each other. In the last 3 years, almost Microsoft Teams took, as Bear Forrester, more than 60 or 70% of the market share as a collaborative tool and chat and calls and connected. It went over Slack, a lot of another product, but this is how it work from the concept of the collaboration. Then we have a new way to enable new pattern of work. You need to use Word, Excel, PowerPoint, which is give you the feature of co-authoring using editing from different devices. You don't need to stick with your desktop or laptop. You can have one presentation edited from different place. You can have 40 language with caption, live caption in Microsoft Teams, which bring for you if you are a multinational company, you don't have to worry about translation and different codes or different language. This will be fixed or this will be taken care by Microsoft Teams. So they will provide a lot of language for you. Streamline business workflow where you have a lot of apps can be integrated to Microsoft Team and do a lot of um, productivity and collaboration for your organization. Then we have here Viva. Viva, as I mentioned, it's a new tool from Microsoft. It have been 2 years for Viva, and it come with a different flavor: Viva Connection, Viva Inside, Viva Learning, where you need to connect everyone inside your teams to feel how they are connected to the organization. They don't need to jump to different portal to have vacation or to request a timeout or to request anything from HR. It just consolidated everything on the Viva connection. Viva Learning, it's the time if you need to build a training plan for your team and to make sure that this training plan will be adding for their role and it will be also matching their career and aspiration. So you can integrate LinkedIn learning through Viva Learning, or even you can integrate your internal learning system with Microsoft Viva Learning inside Teams. So you will have everything in one place. The same for Viva Insights and Yammer, they can integrate with each other to give you uh, town halls and company meetings and trainings. Let's see the coming video. It will give, we have 3 videos for Viva. It will bring the concept more clear for all of us. We will start with the Viva connections.
Bring everything together to keep you in the flow, to keep you connected, all in one place. The key to getting things done starts with making things more efficient and easy to find. Employees are more effective when they don't need to spend valuable time searching for communications and resources across multiple systems. With Microsoft Viva Connections, employees can find news, conversations, and resources, everything they need to do their jobs well, all in one place. For employees, hunting around for what they need to do their jobs is difficult and unproductive. Easy access to job insights, tasks like requesting time off, accessing company benefits, or providing feedback is a must. The best way to keep employees in the flow of work is having a one-stop shop, a centralized dashboard where they can access whatever they need and use every day to do their jobs. From time to time, everyone has had difficulty accessing HR resources. Employees don't have time to flip through endless sites or pages of the employee handbook to find answers. With a broad ecosystem of partners, you can easily add cards to the dashboard to connect to your existing systems like Workday, ServiceNow, Limeade, and many more. You can provide a direct link to any HR-related resources that employees need, like their healthcare options, 401k, and other company benefits, whenever they need it. For example, they can easily request time off and log it in the system when they return. With Viva Connections, employees can stay informed and engaged with a personalized feed to know what's happening at work without looking through multiple apps and websites. Whether they're at the office or out and about, Microsoft Viva Connections can help employees find news and resources. Viva Connections can keep employees up to date and connected to content and conversations from across the company. They can view communications that are relevant to them, everything they need to do their job well, all in one place. Microsoft Viva Connections.
So as you can see, it's Viva Connection, just one place to bring everything in one place, from HR portals, news, events. So it can be one stop for everyone inside the organization instead of jumping for different apps or different locations. The second video will be covering the Viva Insights and well-being experience. Let's see how this will add. One more, Viva Insight. As you can see, it can be integrated with Microsoft Teams and it give you more insights about your productivity as an individual inside your organization, how many meetings you did, what's your focus time, if you wanted to book your time to be focused. And there is another level if you want to, as a manager, to see your team productivity, how they are doing from the effectiveness of the meetings, number of calls, number of insights, how they will give you productivity and take action if you need to do that. So, and it's all integrated inside Microsoft Teams. So, as we mentioned, it's just one place to access many things. Let's see this last video for Viva Learning and how we can get benefit from this one too.
What if learning didn't require multiple apps, week-long training sessions, or endless scrolling and scrolling to discover and finish the courses you need to unlock the career opportunities you want? And what if all it took to discover learning content, share it with teammates, add to your library, and reserve time to pursue your learning goals was an easy click within Microsoft Teams? Welcome to Microsoft Viva Learning. Viva Learning makes content shareable and consumable directly from Microsoft Teams and Microsoft 365. Share learning in chat or recommend content to your network, and create content collections for your community in a custom Teams tab. Viva Learning enables you to adapt quickly to a rapidly changing world with new skills. Take control of your learning journey and complete skilling modules at a pace that fits your schedule. With Viva Learning, you can track your progress, bookmark interesting content, and complete training assigned to you by your company. Spend less time searching and more time learning through intelligent search and personalized recommendations. Viva Learning offers you learning opportunities based on your own interests. Use smart filters to focus your searches on specific interests, course duration, or providers like LinkedIn Learning, your company's learning management system, or other learning sources. Make learning a natural part of your day with Viva Learning.
As you can see, it's a great tool to start to build development plan for your team to make sure that they are up to date on the track from your learning perspective and give them the right learning directions. And it's not only for LinkedIn or whatever, you can add your own internal learning tools if you want to. And this will be also from one place, Microsoft Teams. After seeing all that, we will see the impact from productivity and collaboration tools from Microsoft 365. So as per Forrester again, they found that 60 hour will be saved per user per year from using this collaborative app, which means that 25% saving on travel expenses through virtual meeting and all this. So after seeing the three pillars we saw, how Microsoft 365 E3 can help us to do the reduce the cost. So from what we saw that we found there is two main operation cost and vendor consolidation. As you can see, with the vendor consolidation, you have a lot of savings if you consolidated the collaboration tools, the email, storage, security, MDM solution or mobile device solution, identity and access. All this, you will find all these features with one vendor, one tool, which is the Microsoft 365 E3, which by Forrester, again, they found this will save almost $55 per user per month, which means 60% saving. And from the operation cost, as we saw in our presentation, we can save 35 for data breach, for spending devices to bring your own device configuration, and so on. All this will bring for you almost a lot of savings to be consolidated in one place. Just to jump to show you, because a lot of concerns come, what we will get from M365 E3 from the license perspective and product. So there is a chart I always love to see it to share with my customer, which give you all what you get for M365 E3. So this is the three main components you get with M365 E3. The first one, it's the Office 365 E3. The second one, which is the Enterprise Mobility and Security Suite, and Windows Enterprise 11 or 10. With Office 365 E3, mainly you will get all the Office main Office application, which is Exchange Online, Office apps, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Teams, SharePoint, OneDrive, Viva Learning, Viva Connection, Viva Engage, Sway, Microsoft To Do, Microsoft Teams, all these features, the main features for Office 365 and more. With Microsoft E3, EMS E3, you will get, sorry, you will get the security part. You will get Azure Active Directory Premium, which will give you the multi-factor authentication for SaaS application or on-prem application, single sign-on, self-password reset, conditional access, and all this integrated with Intune, the mobile device management, where uh, you will protect your application and devices using the Intune. You will get information protection as a part to protect your data and start to build sensitivity labels to all the documents, and you will get more security features. Then Windows Enterprise, Windows 11, which will come with more security feature. And the last one, it's the Defender for Endpoint. As you know, or as we mentioned in the presentation and the video we saw for Microsoft Defender, we have many Defender family, but the only one come with the Microsoft E3 is the Defender for Endpoint. There is a Defender for Office 365, which will protect your Office 365 from malware or unsafe document, unsafe attachment. This is Defender for Office 365. There is Defender for cloud apps. There is Defender for identity. But the main one come with the Office 365 E3. It's Defender for Endpoint, which protect all your endpoints. So this is what we get with the Microsoft 365 E3, which will lead us to do more with less exactly. And this is what we are looking for. Let's go back to the presentation. After we saw all that, we have two things we wanted to offer, or we can help you to take the decision. The first one, it's a value calculator, and we will this is a tool that Microsoft provided to their customer. We can help you to have this tool. We will give you a scenario here that, let's assume that we have a company called Company A profile. Their profile, it's almost 1,000 users, and they are automotive parts manufacturer, and they work almost in 10 countries with almost 250 user as an office worker and 750 user as a factory worker. So they are field worker. This company, it works across different countries. It's a multinational company, and most probably their scenario will take them from on-premise solution to Microsoft 365 E3 and Microsoft 365 F1. This value added calculator, it's a tool you can give her all the information. We take all the information from the customer, try to understand, and they have the concept of vendor consolidation. If you mentioned that you are using, for example, Cisco for communication and Slack for collaboration as a teams, and you're using Google email, they will give you all this consolidation and start to give you a report like that, saying this is the summary for Microsoft 365 value for the company which we mentioned, and will give you the cost of what you will spend as a negative and the benefit when you do this consolidation with the Microsoft 365 E3, and how you will get your payback what you spend in 7 months, and you will save your ROI in 3 years as 210%. And there is a lot of details information you can get with this tool, how what you Microsoft license cost and competitor cost take out if you will take it out, and how many amount of dollar you will save at the end of the day. And this tool is designed to know the numbers of, or approximately the prices of the license of other main competitors for Microsoft. So at the end of the day, you can take this document, it's a full presentation with your ROI, how much you will save if you replace this or did the uh, vendor consolidation, and start to look to have Microsoft 365 as your tool. So for this example, for you can see that they save over the 3 year $2,100 over the 3 years. Another tool which we provide as a CDW tool, it's the Microsoft 365 profiling assessment. And in the Microsoft 365 profiling assessment, we try to help the customer to build the different profiles inside the organization, because we know it's a challenge. Microsoft, they have a lot of different Microsoft 365 license. And sometimes it's confusing for the customer, especially if they're coming from on-prem or from different, using different tools, or they have different uh, collaboration tools or productivity or security, and they don't know which license they should pick for each profile. So the primary goal of this assessment to establish user profile and to help them to assign for each profile the right license which will match the technology they need. And we give recommendation from different aspects. If you wanted to keep some of the security features or security tools or replace it with another one, and it's a very straightforward way. And this is how we do this assessment. It's main 4 sections. We cover the business, Office 365, security, compliance, operating system, and after that, we start to build the profiling for the customer. So not all the customer have the same profile. So you have maybe field worker, uh, corporate worker, executives, and each one of them, they have different needs, different features. They are looking for different things. After we gather all these information, we start to work on this and give you recommendation from each pillar from this, from the Office 365, from security, compliance, operating system. We give you what's the finding, what's the recommendation, and at the end of the day, you will get a sample of what's the best license for each profile. So each profile will have different recommendation, and at the end of the day, you will be able to decide which one you need to go with and have the prices for all of them. So this is the two tools we can work on it, and it will give you a lot of benefit from CDW. Next step. What's the next step we are looking for? As a customer, you need to think about these points. What's your overall thoughts about do more with less workshop? How you can benefit this for your micro your business, and how
Sorry, Wael, I'm not sure if you're muted or not, but I think
we
the
so
audio oh cut out.
sorry.
Oh no, now we can hear you. Sorry, it just cut out for a bit.
Okay, sorry for that. So you can request the a business value assessment, which will help you to achieve more and be able to deliver a financial document to your executive or financial to justify why you need to do this movement. You can request the Microsoft 365 profiling assessment, which is available with the CDW, so we can help you to do that before you decide which license you need to get for which profile. So we can help you to build these profiles, and taking from this one, you will be able to get the right license. And to be honest, the Microsoft 365 profiling assessment, sometimes we do it for a customer they already have Office 365, but they need to know what's the right license for them on the right time, on this time, for this time stage of planning for the next year, or having more teams coming to join them. So it's ongoing process. We can help you, and as I mentioned, we can engage in one-to-one deep life workshop. So It's just reach out to us. Let us know what you are interested on, and we can take it from there. I think we almost have 5 minutes. Uh, so if you have any question, Dasha, if there is any question on the chat.
Nope, none in the chat, but again, feel free to put the question in the chat or we can unmute, have a discussion. Now's the time.
Okay, so if there is no question, it's
Oh, no, we have a question from Pat. He asked, is the government licensing gone?
no, still there. If you are government part of the government, we have our account executive related to the government, so they give you the right license for the government with the different prices. So it's not gone anymore. It's still there.
Okay, thank you. And then Catherine has asked if you can talk a bit about Windows updates using Intune.
Yeah, for sure. But this is a big topic. We can reach, you can reach out and we can discuss this in details. But normally Microsoft Intune, they have a, a, a feature where you can start to build the Windows updates and you start to build different profiles for the updates. So let's assume that you wanted to start to do this updates for the IT team. So you will build a profile for your IT team to get the different type of updates, maybe the new release of the updates to go directly to the IT team. Once it's tested there, you will start to release it to the different profiles, taking it in different steps. It can update you from different perspective, not only the Windows updates, you can update the application you need, but you need to configure all this using the Microsoft Intunes and assign which devices will have these updates, which applications, which group of users. So there is a lot of features, a lot of things we can do with the Microsoft updates. Intune auto patch with Intune from the Endpoint Manager portal, as you can see here, but this needs another session here. For Microsoft Endpoint Manager tool, you will find from devices. This is part of it. Windows, you will sign update rings. So you start to do the Windows update for Windows 11 or 10 and start to build different profiles for the updates and features update. And there is another one for the apps itself. You can start to update the apps, but this is need a dedicated session to cover this, but thanks for asking this. But definitely we can do that.
Perfect. And then we also have a question. Warren asked if you can give a quick overview of difference between small business premium and E3. It's not so obvious in the charts.
Uh, yeah, for sure. There is a big difference between the M365 E3 and the M3. Sorry, can you repeat which one, which plans they wanted to know the
Small,
difference?
yeah, small business premium and E3, difference between the
Okay.
two.
Mainly the difference between this, the small and medium, they have less features. First of all, the main feature that M365 Business Premium, it's capped for 300 users. So if you wanted to add more than 300 users, you will not be able. The mailbox size in the M365 Premium, it's 50 gig only. The mailbox on the M365 E3, it's more, it's 100 gig, and there is more security feature. Let me grab this if we have time. Just a moment. I will show you the chart for M365 sheet here, the business one. So this is the chart between the business basic, standard, and premium. So as you can see, the premium, come with the Defender for Business, which is little bit compatible with Defender for Office 3, Defender for endpoint, but this is a light version. It come also with the EMS, so you will get Intune and Azure Active Directory Premium one, and you will get Windows not Enterprise, the Windows Pro, Windows Business Premium, which is lighter than the Windows Enterprise, but you will get all the feature of Defender. You will get on top of that, which is not part of M365, E3 Defender for Office 365. This is not included with the M365 E3. So premium is one of the best for SMB, but the only challenge, it's only with the cap for 300 users. Happy to chat more if you wanted to get more information about the license. For sure, we can schedule something for that. Any other questions related for today?
I don't see any more in the chat.
Okay, we almost 3 o'clock. So thanks everyone for your attending the workshop. Please keep watch. We will have a series of workshops this year. And yeah, thank you very much. And if you have any concern or question, please reach out to us and we can schedule more in individual one-to-one.
Perfect. Thank you, YL. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.